All right, ladies, today we are going to talk about some essential mind shifts that you need to make if you are re-entering the workforce or just wanting or needing to make money for your family in the first time in maybe a long time or maybe ever. It's a really hard place to be in. It can be really daunting. You can all of a sudden feel unqualified and like you don't know what you're doing and no one's going to want you. So we're going to talk about some very real strategies and mind shift changes that you can implement to actually start making progress and seeing income without sacrificing who you feel like you are. For all of you who like to cut to the chase, I have got timestamps below that you can click on to get to any part of this video that you feel like is the most applicable to you. But first, I do want to start out with a little bit of backstory. Okay, so I've been a single mom for 7.5 years. And obviously, when I became a single mom, there was a lot of shifting around to try to figure out how I was going to make an income. I happened to be a voiceover actor, and that was helpful. And I had a successful podcast at the time and Patreon following, which made a huge difference. And that all worked pretty well for a really long time. But over the last couple of years, things really shifted, and I found that I wasn't able to make an income in the same way that I had been able to for the previous years. So something was going to have to change. Pause for the plane. I live right in the flight path to the airport, which is really inconvenient as a voiceover actor. Just gonna say. Anyway, back to the story. So when it all came to a head and I realized I was really going to have to look for different opportunities to be making ends meet for my family, I realized that I might not be able at that moment to just be working for myself anymore, which I had always worked for myself. I had been a stay-at-home mom, I had been a private podcaster, and all those things. That was what I was used to. So for me, having to go out and make a resume and put in applications and all of that kind of thing, it felt super daunting. And I felt incredibly unqualified. And why are they going to want me? It was only when I realized that I have very specific skills that I've obtained over these years where I've been mothering and figuring out things on my own with my podcast and with presenting online videos on Instagram and back in the days on Periscope that I actually had marketable skills that I could bring to companies. I had project management just from being able to juggle all the craziness of having 4 kids and navigating meals and activities and all the things. There are real things that you have to offer to companies or even in freelancing or independent work that you can really monetize to make a difference for you and your family. So I just want to say that right up front, that I get it. I've had to do it. And it was only when I started really honing in on those things and looking at what I actually did have to offer that I was able to find really good opportunities that were a really good fit for me. So the first mindset shift I want you to take on is it's not starting over, it is starting smarter. This sounds cheesy, but it's true because just like I just mentioned, I had all these skills that I could bring to the table from being a mom and navigating life and doing all of that. You do too. If you have been a homeschooler, you have been teaching and juggling schedules and figuring out lesson plans and all kinds of things. If you've been doing crafts on the side, you've got all sorts of skills that you've obtained from doing that. There are so many different things that you have probably learned and figured out in your years of just mothering, that you're going to be able to bring to the table. You just need to start thinking about them differently. So instead of thinking, I've been out of the workforce for all this time, maybe start thinking, I've been developing multitasking, leadership, and time management skills daily. These are all things that you can put on a resume. Start creating a list of these skills: conflict resolution, delegation, logistics, and then start connecting them to real jobs or freelancing positions that are out there on places like Upwork, Indeed, all the different places where you can look for work. Those skills are going to translate. Mindset shift number 2, you don't have to do what you did before. In fact, you really may not want to, and that is perfectly fine. You are older. You know more of who you are. You've had more life experience, and you can run with that and figure out what you want to do now. Get imaginative. Think creatively about what you would actually like your life to look like. When you imagine your life 5, 10 years from now and think about what you could ultimately be doing and what you would most enjoy to be doing, what is that thing? What are those things? Bring those to the table. Look for things, even if you can't be there yet, that could start leading you in that direction. What kinds of ground level jobs or freelancing positions or even parts of developing your own company could you be doing to get you to that end goal? You can get creative here. and try lots of different things until you figure out the ones that work for you. And on that note, which I know is going to sound kind of silly because I just said you don't have to do what you did before, I actually do want you to think back to when you were little. What were the things that you enjoyed doing when you were a little kid? Because a lot of times, those are the things we kind of got away from when we were looking for actual work, when we were starting out our careers or college or figuring things out. We got away from the true essence of ourselves, and now it's time to bring that back around. So sometimes those things that we did when we were kids can actually be like the little sparks and nuggets that get us to the thing that we actually want to be doing now. It's like reconnecting with that core personality and desires that we have. So that might be a good place to start if you're like, I don't even know what I want to do. I just know I need to do something. Well, go back there and start thinking about those things, and that might help you to start brainstorming potential things that you could be doing now. Okay, number 3 is that perfect balance doesn't exist, but planning does. And so I know it can be daunting when you feel like, oh, I've been doing this momming thing and that already feels overwhelming. How do I add in something else on top of that? That can feel like just too much, or how do you balance it all? And again, nobody can do it all, but there are ways to plan and optimize your time and figure out how to be more efficient and put into place systems so that you can make it work. It just so happens that I'm a productivity coach and I help moms do this and figure these things out. So if that is something that you need help with, I would love to chat with you. Go to my website, contact me, and we can start talking about coaching opportunities to help you to bridge that gap and make life feel more manageable. I also have a Patreon community where we talk about this kind of thing every week. I have all kinds of tools that I offer to the ladies that are in that group. So if you want to head over to patreon.com/livewelltogether, you can find out more about that. Okay, here's a big one that I hear a lot of moms, especially moms who have been stay-at-home moms, struggle with. And that is that it is selfish to want a career or to want your own income, whether you are a single mom or not. This can be something that you struggle with. Obviously, single moms, we kind of just have to make money. We have to figure it out. But even if you are in a loving, wonderful relationship, it's not wrong to want to make your own income. It's actually incredibly freeing and validating and encouraging in a way that you're not going to get from any other source. It brings a level of confidence and financial stability that is really game-changing. And while you may be worried about taking time away from your family and how that is going to impact your kids, I would also argue that the ambition and the hard work that you can show your kids is equally as impactful. My kids are deeply familiar with what it takes to actually be able to provide for our family. And while I have struggled with that for years, I want to just be able to shower them with more, and I don't want my son to have a job, it's actually been the best thing for him. The fact that he's had some bills that he has to take care of in high school, he has to help contribute to the things that he's spending money on, and that has been such a great catalyst for him going off into the world. He's headed off to college next year, and I feel like he has a much better grasp on what it's going to take to actually provide for himself and a family someday. My girls know that it's not just going to be, picnics and rainbows, that it can take a lot of hard work, and it's really worth it. They see that I enjoy my work, sometimes more than others, but they see that I really enjoy the things that I've been investing in and how gratifying it is to be making the money myself to get us the things that we need and we want. They see that. They want to emulate that. And that can be the same for your family. It can be a really good thing. And if you end up struggling with imposter syndrome, like I have for a really long time now, just remember that there is no other you. No one else is out there saying and doing things the exact same way that you are. So never look at other people and think, oh, but they're already doing it. Or I can't be that because that's covered. Or I don't know enough, because you do know so many things. Don't sell yourself short. You are capable. You've done amazing things as a mom. You have resilience. Women have superpowers, I'm convinced, and you can bring those superpowers to making money for your family, feel really good about it, inspire your kids, and make a huge difference in the trajectory of your life. Your story matters, and it could be the exact thing that gets you the work that helps to propel you forward. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I will be back on Friday with our weekly playbook episode where I make all the decisions for you about meals and entertainment and what you need to clean and what you need to do to get yourself together for for the next week, making all those decisions so that you don't have to suffer from decision fatigue while, you're out there trying to figure out how to make an income for your family. Be sure to pop your ideas into the comments below, like and subscribe. I hope to see you again soon. And just remember, you've got this.